Hello everybody and welcome back to another Dragon Age. We've got, in the last episode we finished Tower Magi. We helped the mages have joined us now. And we have officially gotten done with armor. What you see here left is what we're going to be using on both Alara, Alistair, Liliana, and Wynne. I'm gonna make sure that I got my packages here.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Well, so all that's left is Sten, Morgan, and the other two companions other three companions that we don't have. Okay, so it looks like I did make sure I got that. Okay, perfect. I don't know why I thought I need to get rid of those. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chit-chat to our companions. Let's start with Morgan. Open it up because we have a book that she's going to go ahead and ask for here. Let's use this too. 12 required. That's perfectly okay. Alright.
What do you wish of me?
Let's see.
If you must.
Is Plymouth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
She likes this. A nutty old bad.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I've heard a little bit. I've heard about a little of it.
No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Yes, I've heard this part.
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which? She never invaded, or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
How is it that Flemeth has survived so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed, so should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
An interesting story. Thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
Yeah, so I think she would say, I love her. What else would you like? Or what else do you want to know?
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I know we've gotten that. Let's see here. Her mother claims to be Flemeth. If that's true, the Morgan might as well be a powerful witch, for the tales of the daughters of Flemeth tell of twisted, monstrous woman who can kill a man with fear. She was made to accompany the surviving Grey Wardens, the payment Flemeth said for saving their lives at the tower. Morgan's critical eye is not reserved solely for others. Knowing or not, she has a simple fondness for jewelry and is particular about her appearance. Alright, Morgan. Do we have anything to give you here? Rope necklace?
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have to throw that in our box. Alright, Morgan. Got any more?
I have a thought.
There we go. Oh, what's on your mind?
We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
You're telling me this now?
It did not occur to me when we were still in the Mage Tower. I wish it had. Truly, Mother has assumed for a long time that the tome was lost forever. I only remembered it now after thinking what treasures might be found in the Circle of Magi's Tower now in its condition.
What do you want with this grimoire exactly?
'Tis a book of spells, of the sort that Flemeth has dabbled with throughout her long life. 'Tis not the sort of thing that would benefit a mage of the standard variety. They were taught a different path. I, however, was taught by my mother. I know a way around the wards my mother would have placed on such a tome. I know the language that she would have written it in. I would find such a tome most useful.
So it doesn't matter if you go through all these, and, you know, say very well, we'll go back to the tower, I'll look for it. If we have it already, might as well give it to her. It's the same approval rate anyway, whether you go through all this or not. So, I think I already have the tome you're talking about.
What is this? The grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
All right. So, same approval rate, either way. I have tested out the points in previous playthroughs, so. Now, where are you? There you are. Perfect. Alright. Okay.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I can understand completely.
Of course. I'd be dead then, wouldn't I?
You would be.
It's not like that would make him happier.
You wouldn't.
I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
Yeah, we're gonna just be really honest with Alistair. My entire family was murdered just recently.
Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry. Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, got that. Alistair is fascinated by magic, even as his life is defined by fighting its darker manifestation. He has a fondness for strange runes and figuratively studies of arcane creatures. Yeah. Let's see here.
I could get used to this, you know.
Oh, I know. Okay. Next, we had discussions with Sten. I'm not going back to him.
Yes?
I like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Yeah, let's go ahead. This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
Oh, I got an itch, guys. Just give me one moment. I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
Okay, Liliana.
That's a wonderful thought.
Perfect. Liliana takes care to honor the Lotharing cloister that she took her in, and a deep symbols of Andraste blessing close to her heart. Okay. Alright, Miss Wynne.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you alright?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
There's still some life in those old bones, I bet.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so.
You're welcome.
But in all honesty, I do
I'd
not
probably
know
freeze
how
it
many
better,
years
but-
I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
I'm sure you'll be kicking around for years yet.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
She gets pretty morbid. Have you ever noticed that?
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
No, the tower were the first I've ever seen.
The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
But is that knowledge that drives you to be cautious?
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say.
You have doubts?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured, or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
If one retains humanity, one is not an abomination. I think she really does believe in this.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
Oh, you're welcome, Wynne. Alright, and I believe we got a bottle of wine for you, my dear. Yep.
Oh, marvelous.
And a book.
Oh, marvelous.
Okay. Let's get most of this out here.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Arhal massacred my family. Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Earl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
Who knows, he was always a friend of us Couslands.
You are the last of the Couslands? I had no idea, my lady.
No, I'm pretty sure she does regret this. I always took my family and our name for granted.
There is nothing I can say to ease your pain. I am sorry. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I just hope that I can show the strength Duncan saw in me.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Perhaps. Okay, that should be enough for that. Let's go talk to Dog one last time here.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh.
Picking on my dog, Alistair. You're cute
Oh,
and
like
all,
you can
but
tell the
come on.
difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Yeah, don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish.
Hey!
Hey, yourself! Alright, guys. And that ends the inquiry with our companions, so let's get back on the road here. Alistair.
Yes.
Wynne,
Yes.
and Liliana.
Indeed.
Again, these are going to probably be my main companions. I love Wynne for her healing ability. I need somebody up there in front with me, along with Dog on the side, because I don't like leaving Dog and Liliana to help support Wynne from afar. Ooh,
I
another
bring
piano.
word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards. An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
There, more of the thieves ahead.
As you can tell in clips, mods don't show up. Okay, Zevran Arathani. I can never say his last name. But hey, we butchered words and made up our own words. As we're gonna go along in this playthrough, and probably the other two as well. But hey, hopefully you guys don't mind. But alright. The crows send their regards. Between the Winter Imperium, Love-Rennie, and the Free Marches sits the nation of Antiva. Although it possesses a few resources of its own, Antiva's location makes it a center for trade in the north, and the capital. Antiva City is the wealthiest in the world. Antiva has virtually no army. The monarchy is too weak to support one. Most Antivans would be hard-pressed even to name the current king, as the true power lies in the hands of a dozen merchant princes, each with a personal army, and each locked in a constant struggle for battle against all the others. Anyone would think, then, the Antiva would be a ripe target for invasion by one of her neighbors, but even the Cornari leave Antiva alone, for one very good reason: the House of Crows. The most efficient, most feared, and the most expensive guild of assassins in the world call Antiva their home, and their reputation alone defends the borders. Logan Mateer, I understand this. I will book no threat to this nation from you or anyone. Logan was born a farmer during a time when his country was under a foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of Olesian's empire. Merrick raised his friend to nobility, and Logan is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden idea of hard work and independence. During the Battle of Astragar, he fled the field, leaving King Callahan and the Grey Warrens to die. Then he returns to Denerim and declared himself the regent to his daughter Queen Honora, demanding that Ferelden follow him against the Darkspawn, upsetting a great many of the bands. His action sparks a civil war. Logan's supporters found themselves fighting their neighbors who blamed Logan for the death of the king, as well as those who simply wished to take advantage of the power vacuum. Alright, let's do this.
Ed. Best be wary.
Around the world. Okay. Come on now. Get up there.
Watch out.
Good doggy.
It's a trap.
Do not step in that.
Look there, a cunning trap. As you say.
And everybody good. Everybody dead. Good.
It shall be done.
Oh, gotta love that. Okay. I did set you to take, okay. Perfect. Nothing. Okay.
As you say.
it should be it, other than this help route right up here. Oh, perfect.
I fell.
Are you alright?
For a moment there, I thought it was all over.
Thought what was over?
Everything. I will explain everything when we are back at camp. Now is not the time.
I'm sure now is exactly the time, but we will respect you. Oh, right.
It shall be done.
Sorry, guys. I had to leave for one moment. Let's go talk.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do?
Part of your problem.
Well, yes. Oh, it's been quite the month. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois, merchant and entrepreneur at your service.
I'm one of the Grey Wardens.
A Grey Warden? That's quite impressive, isn't it? My word. I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you'd consider helping a fellow out?
Help a fellow out how?
Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could?
How much do you want for it?
Nothing. I just don't want to have to lug around something that might be taken for a gemstone by some bandit. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll be useful to you. I paid too much to simply throw it away.
What does this rod do?
The dwarf I brought it from said it activates and controls a golem. So long as you have it in your hand, the golem does what you say. Might be useful, no? I mean, you look like the sort who could use one, yes?
What's the catch?
The catch? Yeah, I suppose it is a
There's
catch,
always
isn't
a
it?
catch.
The catch is that the golem didn't come with the rod. It's supposed to be down in a village down south, waiting to be activated. Even if I could get down there, which I can't, I understand the place has been overrun by darkspawn. You're a Grey Warden, however. Darkspawn aren't an issue for you, are they?
How do I know this will even work?
The fellow I brought it from is a long-standing contact. He didn't want to come to Ferelden, however, with all our troubles.
Darkspawn, you mean?
He said he got it from the man who owned this
And the
golem.
Civil War?
But to be honest, I have no idea if it will work. Hence the low price. What do you say?
Yeah, I think I can use it.
Just as well. As I mentioned before, you'll find the golem down south, in a town called Honleith. I'll mark it here on your map. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works.
And if it doesn't?
Maybe you could look up the fellow who owned the golem before. If he's still about, that is. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
Alright. Mark is red. No codexes. And we should have a rod. Golem rod. Alright. Let's save here. And give me one moment. I just want to see how much recording I have. See where we want to go with this, or if we want to stop here. Give me one moment. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead. We'll get, heading down here first. And then, we'll end the episode. Yeah. Alright. This is where we're gonna end it. And then when we come back in the next episode, we'll gain another companion here. Until next time, see ya. Bye now.